Noon with Mark and Sammy, and it's not noon. Whose fault is that? Me. Sammy was ready to go. I was getting a haircut in the backyard. Believe it or not, that's how we do things. So I ran a little bit over and I had to reschedule. But Sammy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing good. I struggle a little bit with some health things that I'm dealing with. However, I think it's really important, whenever we're talking to our audience and the people that we talk to, it's not easy for anybody,
No.
and you just have to deal with what you have left. You have to deal with what you can work on and what you can do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's next.
Yeah.
And if I can work 2 hours a day and then I have to lay down, it's super important to make sure that you have a purpose in life,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and I look a little whiter than usual, but I'm dealing with a little anemia with my kidneys. So
Oh.
every co-host that I have is going to look better by comparison. That's my Halloween look. So anyway, it's really important, since we're having the power hour with Sammy, and each business has to be able to do what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'll notice this overlay that we have for the marketing company, is there a elephant overlay for
Yeah.
the Mark Hope show that we can show them?
Yeah, I think I sent you two ideas on the war room.
Let me pull that up.
Okay.
And if nobody understands what a war room is, Sammy, why don't you tell them what that is?
It's like our Facebook group where we kind of are able to bounce ideas off of each other and show what we're working on and be able to get some feedback from each other to help us improve what we're working on.
But if we're working with a customer, say a landscaping customer or whatever, we'll make them a war room, right?
Yeah, and then it just is a really easy space for us to be able to contact that customer and have a clear, easy way to communicate back and forth.
And then the customer can oh, good, I found this. I'm going to save it and then put it up. But the customer can put up video of what they're. Oh, I like that one. You are so talented.
Thank you.
I'm going to show people what I'm looking at. But the customer, let's say that they have a leaf blowing video or whatever, they can put that in the war room, and then you go turn that into something that they can use on their social media.
Yes.
on a budget, right?
Okay. Definitely.
And that's the most important thing, is that they're working on a budget. Oh, see that? Sammy made that for the Mark Hope show. Because the Mark Hope show and the marketing company, our elephant is our little symbol, because the little elephants are getting protected by the big elephants. And it's important for people that are in our sphere that, the larger companies are taking care of the smaller individual solopreneurs and getting help growing, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And Sammy is working on her day job, but she's going to be one of these larger mama elephants that take care of some of these little kids later, right?
Yes.
I love that. I love that. I love that whole symbolism.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
So we are looking for some restaurants and some seasonal businesses that want to feel the impact of having content creation done for them. So if you're a local restaurant and you'd like to come on and do some video content creation on the show, and you'd like to film some of your own video and then have Sammy do her magic, we're doing a package for October that's $4.99, and that gets you a full month worth of branded content. And we're going to show people what we can do for their business at a reasonable price. Now, this is a one shot, $500, and we will do some branding for you, show you what you could do, how much more powerful your advertising will be when it's branded. And so reach out to us, and we would love to get some Norman businesses involved, because that's where Sammy and I are. And but just reach out to us, and you know, we will work with you and create a war room for you and work on some of your stuff. And once people see what you're doing visually, and then they have a call to action, it's so important. And one of the things that Sammy and I do is and let me switch back to the marketing company, because that's really the business we're on right now. And that's an elephant too, that marketing thing. See the M and the H, but that's an elephant with the trunk of the sales numbers going up.
Yeah.
But Sammy's elephant is much cuter for the show. We have to put out there that big tech, the way it is now, it used to be that you could advertise on TV, advertise on radio. You know, back in the old days, I had my own radio show, and I did a lot of TV advertising, that kind of stuff. That's kind of been put by the wayside because everybody has one of these.
Yeah. And
they are looking for content on one of these, and it's less TV, believe it or not. You know, believe it or not, we're watching much less TV as a society because we're watching the phones. And so what we need to do as guerrilla marketing entrepreneurs is we need to make sure that we're capturing those customers at a price that makes sense. And one of the mantras that we have at the marketing company is that a good business is 80% repeat customers and customer referrals and 20% new business. So if you're spending money buying time on social media, Facebook ads, Google clicks or whatever, and you're not paying attention to how to make it easier for your customers to refer you, that's the problem. That is, you know, the expensive way to go out of business, because you're running an ad on social media, and then, you know, once your $5 a day or $25 a week runs out, they stop showing it to people. You know, so what we do as content creators is we allow the content to be more compelling and telling that message in a much shorter time. And that way you can share it out to your friends, your family, their work. And then they understand, oh, well, we need our gutters cleaned out too. So why don't we call this person?
Yeah.
You know, because this company is doing a special deal for, say, Belmar. So anybody that lives in Belmar that needs their gutters cleaned, we do a little piece on it, and then all of a sudden they get a deal because they're already in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that's a call to action. And so if they make a 15 or a 20-second video of leaf cleaning, oh look, we got a third co-host.
Yeah, there's about to be a fourth.
Halloween cat.
Yeah, we just got the kitten, so now we have actual Halloween cats, orange and black. Guys.
Oh, and somebody got in trouble.
Yep. Apparently the bigger one is tired of playing, so.
And the little one never understands.
No, all he wants to do is play.
That's
his
awesome.
whole life. Yeah, he's our little heathen.
And what are their names?
This one is Duck, and this guy back here is Panther.
What a appropriate name that is.
Oh, yeah. And he can act like a panther, too, if you get him backed in a corner.
Right. I love that. You know, during the pandemic, I did a lot of pro bono Zoom calls work, and I was supporting small businesses and try to help them creatively get through the pandemic when we were on that Zoom lockdown stuff. And I always loved it when I was on a call and I saw a pet or a child, you know, because I definitely needed interaction. You know, I'm a sales guy, and you know, I'm a people guy, and you know, getting locked up in the house and only having this interaction.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, there's some little kids. You know, for a long time when I had my brick and mortar computer stores, I used to have a filing cabinet with candy in it, and I used to call it Big Papa's secret drawer. And the little kids would come in with their dads and their moms to shop for computers. And if they were good and behaved themselves while they were looking at boring computers all the time, they got to go into Big Papa's secret drawer, and they used to pick out whatever candy they wanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was kind of a McDonald's play to where, you know, the parents would be driving by the computer store and the kids would be like, computer store. And, you know, I sold a lot of computers that way. Kids coming in and getting some candy, and it's like, oh, let me buy that, whatever it is. And so I really needed to have that interaction. You know, I people say, oh, I'm sorry, my kids are yelling. I'm like, hey, bring them in. And it humanized things a little bit more. And that's one of the things that you and I do with our content creation is we help bring that human element to people in a way that says, hey, we're real people and we're out here cutting down these trees. You know, like Ken Wilson does tree clearing service, but people don't really understand what he's doing and how he's doing it, and what the intricacies are of, you know, having a tree on a foundation or getting a dead tree pulled out, you know, and how that works. But, you know, we do little video snippets for our businesses, and it shows what they're doing. Then we do a quick interview with them, and they get to talk about what they're doing, because nobody is more passionate about what they're doing than the person that's creating it. Like I was talking to a client for us the other day. She makes tamales and breakfast burritos.
Oh.
So I will probably be reaching out to you next week about her.
Okay.
And so good.
It sounds
So
good.
good. And they've got a couple of things in their business they've got to get together, but then we're going to do a little thing for them. And, you know, she is old world trained on how to make these tamales, you know, and she is the one that can show just the, you know, how good it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My mouth's just watering thinking about the food.
Right? And you and I were talking about another local business the other day, where somebody that we know works at, Panera.
Oh, yes, Panera.
And I don't normally eat at Panera, but except for Seth was working there, so I went over there.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I sent my daughter over there, and I wanted to get a BLT or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but the sandwich I got was like crazy. I made like 3 meals out of it. But it was like the chopped chicken and it had some other stuff on it. And it was like, you know, this is really good. And
Yeah.
and I think sometimes we forget, you know, what people are doing, you know, so it needs to be brought to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we like to do with our media creation.
Yeah.
And that's the puzzle that we fit in, is we create that media to be reshared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the owners of the companies need to actually have, you know, some content that's interesting to them. What makes you different? You know, so when we're working with a client, we want to send them a questionnaire, and they can answer 4 or 5 questions. That helps us, you know, actually create around what they're doing. Like, what's
Mm-hmm.
your specialty?
Yeah.
You know, you got to give Sammy something to work with that's true information about you. Like, what is, you know, what are the 3 best things about your business? You know, and if
Mm-hmm.
anybody wants to take advantage of the October $4.99 special, you know, definitely fill out that questionnaire and get your data to Sammy, because is it more important that you're close to campus? Is it more important that your food is fast? Is it large portions that you're giving away that really are your thing? You know,
Yeah.
low calorie. I mean, that's not really my jam, but you know, there's people that care about that. Real quick, and this is one of the things that I do with my business partner Nicole. We kind of do these meetings with you guys on social media to show you not only what are we pitching, what are we doing, but how are we running the business, and what's going on. And, you know, part of what we're doing is we're utilizing all of the tools for our customers. And one of the big things that the customers are wanting is artificial intelligence. You know, what are the keywords? What is the way that you use the artificial intelligence engines? How do you do that to benefit the client? So let me sign on to something really quick, and I'll do a little education. And, you know, a lot of times when I do my financial coaching for people, you know, a lot of people are like, well, this is not complicated. And it's not. You know, if I can get, oh, crap. Use arrows. I got to verify that I'm a human. So they make me do a puzzle. The artificial intelligence robot is making me verify that let me show you. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right here.
That's funny.
And this is weird because it's not street lights anymore. So this thing's making me verify that I'm a human.
Oh, I haven't seen a puzzle like that before.
Yeah, the fingers and the cat and all that. So here is, let me move this out of the way. Okay, here is one of the chat engines, and I'm going to just put some AI in here, and I'm going to say, write me an ad for the best food place in Norman, Oklahoma. So then I let the engine grind on that, and we have content.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild stuff?
It is.
So not only do we use the artificial intelligence to give us a start in idea making, so because if we get something like this and then the customer takes part of this and then uses it to their advantage and then sends you snippets, like for instance, they would copy this phrase and then go to Sammy's War Room. If, Taco Casa had a war room with our marketing company, we would say, okay, the customer would say, oh, I got this AI. Let's focus on this as part of what, we need to create an ad package around, meaning a static picture, an overlay for video, and a little post. And then the customer gets to control that. But one of the things that we do is we create these smart landing pages that allow whatever you're sharing on social media to, let's say that we want to attract high wealth people in Norman through keywords. And this is the code behind the landing pages: keywords and geo fence. So this thing is going to look out for people that are shopping at, say, Land Rover or whatever. And this allows us to reach out in the mechanics of the back of the website to pick out, who are people that can afford our product, or, what, because let's say that we're Mark Van Hoos is one of our people that we really like in the construction industry, and he is a fencing guy. Well, if we were doing advertising for Mark, we want to make sure that his advertising goes out to people that are in a financial fence and a geo fence, to where they're people that are serviceable and in his service area, Oklahoma Metro, right? Yeah. And they need to be in a certain wealth stream, because if they live in an apartment, they don't need a fence.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, waste a lot of their advertising dollars, and they wonder, why is it not giving me a result?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm spending all of this money on my gutter business, and no one's calling for gutters. Well, it's going out to people that don't have houses. They like the content.
Yeah, it's just not being seen.
But
by
they're
the
not
majority.
customers. They don't have a house to put a gutter on, even if they wanted one.
Yeah.
So how do we separate out that message? Because it's so expensive to buy advertising. But if we do a drip email campaign that's focused with the metrics on people that have enough money to buy a house and have a house that's old enough that it's going to need new gutters, or young enough that it's going to need a fence.
Yeah.
We put all that together, then you make all the content that we put out through that, and then they go to the landing page, and then the customers are filling out a form, and we're really being productive.
Yes.
With the advertising. And one of the things that I teach in my class is that if you want to go in business, you have to be able to solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've identified the problem to solve, then you can be passionate about your business and go out and win.
Yeah.
And that's what you and I do, because the problem that you and I solve is branded exposure for small businesses to give them more customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we start them off at a lower price point, because the more successful they are, the more they grow with us. And it's not that we don't want them to pay us a bunch of money. We do. But we want to give our customers the ability to pay us more money because they're growing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to just charge them a bunch of money. And this is what marketing companies do that get a really bad reputation. They say, oh, give me $10,000 retainer and I'll show you some results. And then they don't, and then they disappear and there's no relationship. So for us, we build our clients and they stay with us.
Oh, yeah.
Because they love us, and we help build their business. And, mainly because we want free tamales. Mainly.
Yeah.
But that's coming up on the top of our hour, Sammy. And let me tell you something. I love doing this show with you, and I love educating the small businesses about the marketing processes that you and I offer them.
Mm-hmm.
And, I love it when we can put that structure together, and then you really make it come to life, and it's like this thing. It's a magical deal, because I say, Sammy, we need to have this, or a customer says, hey, Sammy, I need to have a talking taco that's fun or whatever. And really, Sammy makes it happen in reality. And then that goes out and produces real world results, which for me, that's the fun thing. That is the fun thing. Also, we are very, very charity focused. So if you have a cause that needs a little help, we don't have a ton of time, but we always slice off part of our time for our charity partners. And if we can make a little something for you for your event, or we can work with you in a certain way on the artificial intelligence or the keywords that you need to have done to give your event more traffic or get more people to it, we always donate time and resources to people in the community. Like Sammy is very interested in these cats.
Yeah.
And if there's a no-kill kitty shelter or whatever that needs a little help, we are very interested in doing well by doing good. And we think all of our partner companies that are giving back to charity in the community and doing things for the community are going to get blessed by resources that come to them because they're doing the right thing. So again, don't don't think we can do everything for everybody, but you know, when we can, we are very interested in helping the charities out there, especially the kitty cat ones, right?
Of course. Well, and the animals.
And
Gotta
the
love
little
all.
and the Bellas.
Yeah.
That's the boss of my house, is a 12-year-old English lab that
Gotcha.
bosses everyone around. So that's going to be a wrap. Sammy, do you want to say anything at the end to our people about the learning curve it takes to jump on? There's a lot, right?
Oh yeah.
But we will teach you.
Yeah. It's
And we
like
will
every
do all
time.
the heavy lifting for you, but we also let you do some of the work too if you want.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have to have us do everything. If you know how to make Facebook posts, we'll make them better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I always love it because every time I talk to you, I learn something new, no matter what. And it's really nice to be part of like this group that we can teach people and learn from each other and help everyone just kind of better what they're already doing.
And I know what people out there in the audience are thinking too. They're like, Mark, why do you talk so much? Why don't you let Sammy talk? You know, but I'm a talker.
You're good.
All right. Until next time, I love you. And I will catch up with you later.
All right. Sounds good.